Hello there, you're welcome to HisGov TV. My name is Collins Nanaya Abebrese. Now, over the weekend, there was this summit for a new Global Financing Pact, which was organized by Emmanuel Macron, the French president, and a lot of things happened. I know there were a lot of inspirational speeches given by African leaders. And such inspirational speeches are what I'm going to share with you in this video. Now, I have picked three of such people. We have Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, and then William Ruto, also the president of Kenya. And then this woman or lady I so much admire, the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, and they gave an impressive speech. And as an African, I'm so much happy. I'm inspired. I now know that there is some kind of new crop of leaders who are coming up, not leaders who sign pacts and agreements without thinking about the effect that it will have on their people. So we'll begin with Cyril Ramaphosa's speech. He talked about the issue during the COVID-19 vaccine, whereby Africans were struggling to even get a vaccine. Listen to Ramaphosa's speech.
We felt like we were beggars when it came to vaccine. By your big pharmaceutical companies. And that too, I must tell you now, generated and deepened that disappointment and resentment on our part, because we felt like life in the Northern Hemisphere is much more important than life in the Global South.
You know what? After listening to His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa's speech, I'm so emotional right now. I feel like crying. Africa has suffered a lot in the hands of these Europeans. Look at the passion, the passion that the man speaks with. It seems like we were begging. It seems like we were beggars. What has Africa done to the West? Why are we being treated this way? And I'm very much happy and inspired, with the emotions that, he speaks. It's so emotional. So emotional and so inspirational. And I'm so happy that after Nkrumah, after Muammar Gaddafi, after, all these Pan-Africanists, we are now getting some new, again, another form of leaders who are now seeing that this is not right, and they are speaking to authority. They are talking to authority. Let's watch that of William Ruto, and then we will conclude it with Mia Mottley's speech. She will end the whole, of course, summit. It's just interesting. Yes. So let's watch for that of William Ruto. He talks about the IMF as well as the World Bank. And we all know, you and I know, that IMF and World Bank is not the solution to our problems as Africans. No, it is not. Let's listen to William Ruto.
So I agree with you. I want a global taxation. This is my point.
You're saying is good, but it's not what you're saying.
I love having bold people, and I take the point.
What we are saying is different. It's not what you're saying. You're saying is good, but it's not what you're saying. We are not saying that we continue to have what the taxes France is paying, the taxes Kenya is paying in the current setup. Those are national issues. We need a financial transaction tax at a global level where even countries like Kenya pay. We do not want anything for free. You will pay more eventually because you have a bigger economy. We will pay commensurate to our economy. And we want those resources controlled not by IMF and World Bank. Because IMF and World Bank, you have the final say. We don't have no say. We want another organization of equals, where you have as much say because you pay, as much as we do because we also pay. That's the organization we are looking for. And that is why we are saying we need a new financial architecture where governance, where power is not on the hands of a few people. We can agree on the governance of the institution. We can agree on the sharing of power so that all of us have access to resources that go to making sure, number one, renewable energy. We invest in decarbonization. Number two, adaptation, mitigation, smart agriculture. Number three, restoring our planet, restoring our biodiversity, and making sure our carbon sinks work. This is what we are saying, and we would appreciate a little understanding. We want to be, we are talking the normal. If we continue talking the normal, Emmanuel, we will never solve this problem. Things are not going forward, they are going backwards. Tokenism, installment will not solve this problem. We have a much bigger problem than the installment we are discussing here will solve. You're not hearing us.
I will, if I may,
Yeah.
I will.
Now, with all these speeches, wonderful, inspirational speeches, said by these leaders, there were a lot of them, but I chose to bring only two of them. Then came the bombshell. Mia Mottley, the Prime Minister of Barbados. And to her, the whole summit organized by Emmanuel Macron, she will call that summit privately as How Dare You Summit. How Dare You Summit. Macron, How Dare You Summit. Let's watch that video.
And Emmanuel,
All these, inspirational speeches, being said, it is time that we Africans, we are responsible for our own development. And if Africa is to be able to develop and take ourselves from these new colonial shackles, I believe that it is time we produce, or as leaders, African leaders, become selfless. Think about the people in the house, think about the people in their country, and not signing treaties and agreements and pacts which has no bearing on their people home. African leaders shouldn't think about themselves only. It is time that we speak with one voice. And when you listen to all the leaders, at the summit, they all spoke with one voice. just that they touched on separate issues. And this is the time for Africa, and I'm so happy. I'm so emotional, but I'm very happy that Africans are speaking. You could see that these leaders were speaking with passion. And I also, of course, particularly love the fact that now there is this, friendship, of course, between the Caribbean as well as the African. Yes, even though this is their home, but you could see that, of course, from time immemorial, that kind of connection has not been there that much. And I am beginning to see that. And I'm so much happy. And I believe that the future is bright, the future is bright for Africa. And I don't know what you think about Africa, but to me, I'm hearing these speeches from these men. I am inspired and I am hopeful that Africa will surely and will come out from these new colonial shackles. Do not forget to subscribe and share your view on these speeches.